Stick around for a word from today's sponsor, Sheath Underwear. I know I talk about them. It's funny, when we had the event in North Carolina, somebody asked me about them. I don't know if I've told the story already. And I actually reached under my dress shirt and pulled out the waistband to show people I'm actually wearing the underwear. If you're out there in North Carolina, from North Carolina in that moment, I apologize. Well, no, I don't, but it was funny. Anyway, stick around for a word from Sheath Underwear. Every once in a while, I talk about a story that isn't necessarily super important and it's not going to move the needle, but it only serves to make me feel good because Donald Trump's having a bad day. And that may seem petty to some, but if you've kept your eye on the ball for long enough to have watched Donald Trump attempt to destroy our country and end democracy, then you shouldn't have to search around too hard to know why I don't care about making fun. I don't care that it's petty. But having said that, I would try to admonish everyone to do just that. Keep your eye on the ball. And things like Donald Trump stinks, or he farts, or VonShitzInPants, or wears diapers, or whatever, doesn't really move the needle. I can't conceive, I could be wrong, but I can't conceive of a voter out there who's like, well, I was going to vote for Donald Trump, but he farts, so I'm not going to vote for him. Having said that, it brings me a little bit of joy knowing that it's been entered into the record in his criminal trial that all of these memes and tweets from Michael Cohen calling him VonShitzInPants. And not only has it been entered into the record, but the courtroom burst into laughter in multiple moments right there in front of Donald Trump. One more shot to his ego, to his fragile, weakling sensibilities. First, here's Jake Tapper on CNN, serious newsman, saying VonShitzInPants on CNN, reporting about the trial. And then I'll get to this article where they're talking about the court bursting out into laughter. First, watch Jake Tapper.
I apologize for this update ahead of time.
Oh boy.
Todd Blanche, the Trump attorney, is specifically reading a post that Michael Cohen made on Twitter on April 22nd, in which he refers to Donald Trump as VonShitzInPants. And Abash, I know you want to weigh in on VonShitzInPants.
This is CNN. Where does James Earl Jones go to get his voiceover back? Joining me now.
To be J-Tap in that moment. So here's the article that I'm talking about from Huffington Post. Michael Cohen's tweets mocking Donald Trump draw laughs from the courtroom. The former president's attorney read aloud a bunch of social media posts ridiculing his client in front of his client. And one, what a thankless job for the defense attorney for Donald Trump, having to try to convince a judge that Donald Trump should, after all, be able to talk about a witness in the case because they've tweeted mean things about him. Here's the article. Get a load of this first word. Whoops. Whoops. A gag order hearing during Donald Trump's first criminal trial in New York went a bit sideways Thursday morning as Trump attorney Todd Blanche entered into the record a series of tweets mocking his client, drawing laughs from the courtroom. Blanche was attempting to persuade Judge Juan Merchan that Trump should be able to defend himself from such attacks, even if they're made by witnesses in the former president's hush money case. But the argument didn't quite land. One series of tweets from former Trump fixer Michael Cohen repeatedly employed a nickname for Trump, VonShitzInPants, which Blanche read aloud for those in attendance, including his client. Now, Donald Trump is allergic to any kind of criticism. He is a weakling, an abject coward and weakling. It is, I mean, it has been on international display for decades and decades. He fakes being reporters or press people or PR people with a fake name to try to plant good, positive stories about himself. He's just driven by an inability to function in the world we live in. He's a coward. He's coddled, silver spoon, Nepo baby, coward. And now it's on full display and entered into a court record that he just can't hang. Blanche also said that Cohen had retweeted an edited image of Trump as a pudgy, bright orange superhero named Super Victim, with the image sparking laughter in the courtroom. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what is going on in Donald Trump's weak little brain when people are laughing at him to his face? This is a man who loves the patina of power and influence that the presidency gave him. That people didn't laugh at him to his face because he's the president of the United States. And here he is, a criminal defendant in a trial, being laughed at by the crowd in the courtroom because of what his own lawyer is entering into the record. It's so good. Quote, everyone can say what they want in this case except President Trump, Blanche asserted. Not buying the argument, Merchan fired back, they're not defendants in this case. That's a very significant issue you're overlooking. Tuesday's hearing concerned the prosecution's belief that Trump has violated a gag order 4 times since Tuesday, when the court found him in contempt for 9 such violations. And that's the important thing. Not the VonShitzInPants, not the diaper wearing, not the farting himself awake or whatever those items are. I don't care about. I mean, they bring me joy. I'm amused by them, but they're not important. What is important is that Donald Trump is being treated with kid gloves, special treatment, like he's above the law, like he can do whatever he wants and they'll just levy some $1,000 fines for each instance of violating the gag order. When you or I would be behind bars during the trial, they would cart us out, allow us to change into our courtroom clothes after having left the jail each morning. But Donald Trump, because he's the former president, gets treated differently. That's what we should keep our eye on. That's the problem here. The problem is that he's facing now what's remaining, 88 felony counts across 3 other indictments. That's what we should focus on. We should focus on swaying voters who may be swayable, who may be persuadable that Donald Trump is not the way into the future. Donald Trump is a path to ruin. Donald Trump is a path to fascism. Donald Trump is a path to authoritarianism for his own ends, for his own gain, not to better the United States of America. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Email me daily at dollemore.com. I would invite you to help me make these videos. Click the join button below. Become a channel member for $2 a month. Go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. $2 a month. I would appreciate it very much. Follow me on social media and stick around for a word from today's sponsor, Sheath Underwear. We are once again faced with a pivotal year. And while we don't have control over everything, we as individuals can affect real change. Am I talking about voting? Sure, of course I am. But I'm also obviously talking about underwear. In a world so rich with options, why would we ever settle for second-rate skivvies? My 2024 pick for Department of the Interior is Sheath Underwear. Sheath is the only underwear with a dual pouch system scientifically designed to keep your president separated from his cabinet. If you catch my drift. Come on, man. Invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq, the idea from Sheath arose from discomfort in harsh environments. As a former Marine stationed in that part of the world, I get the inspiration. I wear sheaths every day. They're the only boxers that can agreeably accommodate my tree trunk thighs while also keeping my jewels carefully compartmentalized. While I'm not the only person choosing them, sheaths are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 five-star reviews. It's time to democratize your drawers. Head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore right now and score 20% off right away. I personally am an airflow mesh guy, but Sheath has tons of excellent styles and designs. And once you pick, Sheath will land them on your doorstep near instantly thanks to blindingly fast shipping and amazing customer service. Additionally, your purchase actually does affect positive change. Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders, so you're making positive choices for the world too. Upgrade your undergarments. Score 20% off right now when you head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore. Real change starts with you and your package.